What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for
Welcome,
having me.
everybody. I'm Tony with Skeleton Key Comics. This is Zen from Zen Multiverse. Glad to have you in, dude. We've been trying to get you on for a while. We just needed like a reason to do it, and then so I'm like super excited to talk to you. This is, I think, our first time chatting in real life.
Yeah. So it's gonna be exciting, and thanks for having me. And I appreciate you guys. I mean, I always talk about you guys on my unboxings and things like that. Just the amount of quality and just care. I feel like every time I'm unboxing, it's like a layer of like finding like different things, right? When it comes to like cards and then the keys. So I really appreciate it. Customer service.
Yeah, I
is,
still
like,
remember.
banging.
I remember the first purchase you got from us was I think Godzilla,
Yeah.
and it was maybe a couple other in there, but I do remember there was a Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking for this everywhere.
First appearance, right? Oh man, and that's I feel like I knew the movie was coming out, right? And I was just like, I need to have it. But more for me was like nostalgia, just watching the old school movies, and you know that there's guys in the suits, but it's like it's Godzilla,
Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid, I liked the one with the little baby Godzilla. I forget the name. I don't know the name, but
yeah. And I was
love that
never
stuff.
familiar with the lore. I was like, I guess he had a kid, but then the kid was like kind of small enough to interact with like the other kids, I guess, in the show. It was like weird, but it was cool.
I don't remember that. I don't remember the other kids.
Yeah, not the other kids, but like the I guess the citizens. They were like oh God's
Really?
baby God's,
Oh,
and I was like, what's going on? This is kind of weird, but it's kind of dope at the same time.
I basically remember two scenes. One, the dad, like Godzilla, was trying to teach the son how to like blow fire.
I
essentially.
remember. Yeah.
And then there was like one where like the bad guy came in, or the bad monster came in, and he was like trying to defend him.
I remember teaching him how to like blow the atomic breath. That was wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, dude.
Jeez.
All right, let's get into this. All right. So very recent, I don't remember which day, but like I think it was like this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Insomniac dropped a teaser trailer for a Wolverine game. So let me pull up what I found.
And it looks so hyped. I mean, I'm not too, and I think there's a little Easter egg in there. I think you see it though, right?
There's actually quite a few Easter eggs in there. What did you see? I know you see obviously the Hulk 181.
That's about it. That's all I see.
Yeah, so everyone knows. I don't know what this monster is. I couldn't find it online. I tried to go through this thing first before I looked everything up, and I found quite a few. There was one, I knew it was something. I just didn't know what it was. I figured it out. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what this thing was. I can't find it anywhere. I think somebody said it could be like the Incredible Hulk because it's green or something.
Right.
I don't think so. But you got the license plate Hulk 181. Mm-hmm. You got the cash register 1974, which is the year Hulk 181 came out.
Right.
You got, of course, the Princess Bar. A lot of people should know about the Princess Bar because it got hyped up during the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They walked past the Princess Bar.
Mm-hmm.
So the Princess Bar is obviously in Madripoor.
Right.
You can see here, and I think there's something else somewhere else over here that says Madripoor on it. Right here. That little thing I think says Madripoor is what somebody said. And then the last Easter egg I could find was this right here. This is just, it says like low town radio, right? 1048. And I was like, all right, that's got to be something. There's no way it's not, right? So did a little bit of research. Mm-hmm. Let me show you this.
I didn't catch anything. Now I'm looking at it. I'm about to watch the trailer again.
So check this out. So Insomniac makes that Wolverine game, and they made the SpiderMan games, right? And it says the character was later established in Marvel Comics continuity as an alternate version of Spider-Man within the multiverse of the shared universe in an alternate reality called Earth 1048.
Right.
So that's what that is.
Oh, wow.
So that's just a little nod to that.
That seems actually really big because
it's like they're all interconnected.
Exactly.
Because the Miles Morales game is interconnected.
Right. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh man, because that kind of segues into a possible future, maybe a future team up. But even if there's like a cameo for each of them in each other's games, that would be pretty dope. Oh wow.
Yeah. Do you remember that one game where it was like I don't remember what it's called, but they had different Marvel characters. It was top down, and then there was like 4 characters you could like switch between. It was like a third person type game.
Arcade game or like
Just like,
Super Nintendo.
yeah, like 64 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking of not Marvel superheroes.
Dude, I don't know, but
Oh,
I was just thinking like if you could get that kind of game together where you get like I hop on with you somewhere and you're Spider-Man and I'm Wolverine, we're just like hacking and slashing,
just like going through that game. Sounds like Beef said that we forgot the biggest Easter egg of all.
What's that?
The guy at the bar is Wolverine. Thank you.
So there's one more Easter egg. I couldn't find a still photo of it, but when you watch the trailer, there's like just a regular thug that's like walking through the building. And if you look at his right arm, he's got this big tattoo on his arm, right? Of a tiger. Now, the person that owns the Princess Bar before Wolverine owns it is Tiger.
Right.
Who's a crime lord of Madripoor.
Right. And I think they mentioned the name in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? I think he was
oh shoot, did they? I have no idea.
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like they did. Oh man. They're about to Insomniac is like doing really good with these games. Like really well. I haven't played the Miles Morales game though.
I haven't either. I've been waiting for the price to drop, to be honest.
I'm waiting for a PS5 to just come out, like officially, where I'm not going to eBay to spend like $1,000 for it. But I do want to play it on I want to play it on 4K. So I've been avoiding like streams and all kinds of things because I'm like, I want to get it. And Wolverine is just like a treat. I've never played a bad Wolverine game that I didn't enjoy, I guess, because it's hack and slash, So, yeah.
Did you play the old arcade X-Men game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who's your character?
I would usually play with like Nightcrawler.
Dude, same. Nightcrawler all day.
I just like would amp face and then end up losing and spending a whole bunch of money, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
Good times.
That was always upsetting. Yeah, so I got the comics all keyed up. I got some with me, and then the ones I went upstairs and looked because I thought I'd have them, but I didn't. I'm pretty sure we sold them. But you, of course, got Hulk 181, which we saw in there. This
with
one,
8.0. Woo!
You know what? This is such a sad comic. I'm going to tell you, it's a sad comic for me, right? Because I actually had to get rid of my Holy Grail. Because it was like 2 years ago. We got in a little bit of financial trouble, and I had this really good comic called Albedo Number 2. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yes, I have.
It's a 9.4, so it's like hyper high.
Right.
And so I had to sell it. Sold it for like $3,000, and I got this as a trade.
Okay.
In that deal. So
it's a pretty good trade.
I wish I got it back. I wish I could give it back. I would give it back so bad. I can't even find an Albedo anymore. I find this everywhere. I can't find that anywhere.
Right. Oh man.
Let's see what sounds like beef. I want a PS5 so bad. Like Wolverine, Spider-Man 2 was enough. They announced what is
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
they dropped a teaser.
I'm not a big Star Trek fan.
Yeah, it's it's Star Wars. It looks really good. I just like the cinematics. I've never played the Knights of the Old Republic game, but there seems to be a lot of hype for it. It looks good. I'm into the movies, but the games I haven't really gotten into. But I understand the lore. I think I'm like a story-bound person, so I just collect a lot of stories in my head and I know them. But yeah, I just want a PS5 in general.
Yeah, right. Oh, that looks pretty cool. I looked up the kind of picture there. Looks pretty dope. Yeah, I think the only I've played is it called Battlefront? Is that the one?
Oh, yes.
Played Battlefront like 1 and 2, I think, and then I played the one where you're that like the kid that played the Joker in.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Whichever game that is, I also played that. my
because
sweet
he
computer
does the
here.
mocap, right? The motion capture for that
Yeah,
character.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I had I had a good time with that. That was a good one. Oh, let me plug you real quick. I forgot to plug you. I pulled up your thing and everything.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So this is Zen's YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of this. I like this thing. Dude, I just noticed the eyes are very cool.
Yeah, little gaming eyes.
How'd you come up with this?
Oh, I didn't. I just I usually do. I forgot the name of the there's another website where like they come up with logos, things like that, and I search for like hours, and I was like, I like that one, for now at least. And I was just like, let me just grab this one, and then I started like editing like my intro and all kinds of things like that. But yeah, if you on
I
my
watched
channel,
this
it's just
thing.
like a montage of like ton of stuff.
Yeah, I watched this thing. This game is super scary to me. I could never play this game.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even go back to play it because I was just like, I'm done.
It's one of those ones like you have to watch or you have to play it like in the middle of the day with like a friend around, you know?
Because it's like a doll just following you and screaming like super loud. And if you have on headphones, it's like forget about it.
Yeah. You can also follow Zen on Instagram. His Zen.multiverse on Instagram, correct?
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
that's it. It's just a montage of a whole ton of stuff, like gaming
Yeah.
reactions, and I don't know. I'm just like a big geek, right? And this is like my outlet for like stress from work. So yeah, it's literally everything, and I just upload. Yeah, Fallen Order.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so like you had this one. This is Wolverine number one.
Yep.
This is the first appearance of Patch. Patch actually owns the Princess Bar for like a piece of it, you know?
Right.
And then this was the first appearance of the Princess Bar. Right. And then I pulled up 2 more of the Easter eggs. Give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah, I didn't even catch like a quarter of those Easter eggs. Like they just look like numbers to me at the time. I'm there reacting to his claws coming out.
Dude, that was really cool. I was like, whoa. I can't imagine. You're a gamer, man. Like what? Hold on real quick. This one is the first appearance of Tiger, X-Men 229.
Right.
Let me stop that screen real quick. What kind of game do you think it's gonna be like? Do you think it's gonna be open world and kind of like the Spider-Man one, or you think they're gonna go a different route?
I think they're gonna go a different route. I think it's gonna be a little bit more confined, where it's more. I don't know if you played Metal Gear Solid, but
like back in the day, I played Metal Gear.
Yeah, well, not like Metal Gear, but I remember Metal Gear, but kind of like I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be like Arkham Asylum type, like Batman game, where you still are free roaming, but it's not gonna be open world. My only hope for it is that we go through a lot of different timelines with Wolverine, building up to the current timeline where he whatever that means really, but I'm hoping for a brawling, but I'm also hoping for like stealth action as well, right? Like Wolverine in like stealth mode. Like I think that would be like so amazing. So yeah.
Any ideas of what kind of crossover character? So do you remember the Spider-Man the Carnage game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you remember all the crossovers that were in that game?
Yeah, there's a ton of characters in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, I definitely hope that we see Sabretooth in some type of way, right? Even if it's just like you're doing like a side mission in one of the timelines where he's just like next to you and he's just like hulkingly like the 90s form of Sabretooth, not the 2000s, like the one that will just like rip your head off.
In the cartoon.
Exactly. It's like, all right.
He was like shaped like this.
Exactly. Oh yeah, someone just said it too. Yeah, it sounds like Beef said Maverick. I would love to see the whole Weapon X crew, right? Just like there, and Gambit. Yeah, I could see Gambit in there too.
It'd probably be like a stealth mission where you got to beat Gambit to the thing. You know what I mean?
Whatever I could see that, like race to something, and then that would be dope. That would be dope. That would be really dope. But yeah, I could see it. Like I could see it being I don't see them creating a bad game. I don't know. That's weird to say, but they've really produced great games with Marvel characters, of course, the ones that we've seen so far. So I have big hopes for it. I have big hopes for it. Am I
Same thing.
particularly super excited for it? No, but I feel like once we get more gameplay, I'm just gonna be like, oh damn, you guys did good. You know what I mean?
Dope. So I did a little. I was like, oh, when's this game going to come out, or when do
Right.
like the experts think it's going to come out, right?
Mhm.
And they were saying that Spider-Man 2 is going to get released in 2023.
Okay.
And so they were like, okay, well, it's probably going to come out in either 2022 or 2024.
Right.
Given that the trailer just dropped, I would expect it to be a bit on the longer side, especially with I don't think we're allowed to say the C word on this thing, but
Right. Right.
with those delays,
Exactly. Yeah,
I would expect probably 2024.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And then I think everything is always connected, right? Like they're
Hmm.
going to come out with this Wolverine the same time that they're going to come out with like mutant movies, and they're going to be dropping all that stuff in the MCU. That way they can introduce everybody to the different characters, the different areas and all that kind of stuff as much as possible and interconnect everything.
Right.
That's my thoughts. I don't know what you think.
No, I usually comic books, right? Comic books and games are, I don't know, people talk to people so they know everything, right? So they get a little bit of a hint on like a couple of things. And I think that definitely they just have a hint in the future, right? Into like the movies. And
Right.
they're like, we're gonna bank on this idea from now because we know what's coming, essentially. And no, I definitely agree with you. And 2024, because we're thinking like timelines and like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we know things are coming. And they're just gonna show us previews into it. And it makes sense
Mhm.
that they would only release just Wolverine with his claws popping, right? And his first appearance. Because something is coming, right? I could be wrong. But when I'm thinking about like the Spider-Man game and then the Wolverine game, it's kind of like we're getting hints into something coming. Something is coming, you know?
Mhm.
Luke, I'm your father. What's going on, Stefan?
It's Sam's dad.
The most iconic line ever. I am
Yeah.
your father.
Azor said November 2024.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you just saying that, or you got like the lowdown on something that we need to know about?
Are you the one who knows? Like, tell us.
What's up,
Tell us.
something wrong?
What's going on?
Oh,
Mm.
that's interesting. Oh yeah, I have it right here too. It does. It is
50th
November
anniversary of Hulk
2024.
is November
Oh my gosh, that
2024.
makes so much sense, Azores. You're so
Oh,
smart.
I know everything is. My mind is like racing right now.
That's crazy.
Nice.
So in 2024, that's going to be phase 5 of the MCU.
Right.
I think we have most of like phase 5 locked down.
Yeah.
I think there's like I know a lot of people are expecting Thunderbolts. I personally am expecting Dark Avengers. I'm not sure which one they're going to do because I think you
Right.
could easily fill out a Dark Avengers roster,
Yes.
right? With who they got.
Yeah. I agree.
But I want to talk about the Fantastic Four
Hmm.
because those movies sucked. They were the worst.
Yeah.
They were so bad. And it's like, okay, well, what can Marvel do different, right? I don't think they're going to be like, oh, Galactus. I don't
Right.
think they're going to go super Doctor Doom on it. I know a lot of people are expecting Doctor Doom.
Right.
Me personally, I'm expecting Annihilus.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I definitely agree. I don't think they're gonna do Doctor Doom or Galactus, and if they do Galactus, they're gonna introduce Silver Surfer in some type of way first. Like he just like comes over and is like, "Hey guys, like, what are you doing here? Because I'm about to bring the big guy." And they're like, "What? No," something like that. But Annihilus, wow, that's so interesting because it's interesting. My mind is racing again, and the reason why is I could see them introducing the Fantastic Four in a different way, right? Maybe they go through the negative zone through experimentation, and they've
Right.
always been through they've always been in the negative zone, and that's how they got their powers. Because the way the MCU is going, they're definitely changing things up, right? And I'm a fan. I'm okay with that, right? I don't want to see what we've already read. I want to see
Agreed.
something that's spiced up a little bit.
Right.
And having a Nihilist come in as like a big bad would be wow. That would be dope. I never even thought about that. That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be so dope.
When they dropped, I like it's so hard to find Annihilus stuff, to be honest, like on the cheap, even though like there's no spec about him other than me talking about it right now.
No, it's about to be watch as soon as you said it, watch eBay's about to go up.
But it's so hard to find. Like I mean, like people put it up there pretty high, and I don't know why, because he was only in like what 2 main storylines, right?
That's
like
about it.
His
Yeah.
initial thing, and then like Annihilus Conquest or something like that.
Right.
So I don't know why it's so expensive,
right.
But I like it, and the covers are really cool.
They're so beautiful, and I think Annihilus is he's, you know, I'm thinking about villains and types of villains that they've shown. He's different, right? But it also lends itself to a type of movie where they could gather everyone up again to go against a annihilation wave, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I you know, if they don't do any like the Brood or anything like that, then I could see a whole bunch of insects and they're like fighting them off eventually in like 10 years, you know what I mean, through the annihilation wave.
Right. So if you guys don't know, basically what Annihilus is he's an insect type character who lives in the negative zone. The negative zone for the MCU is the quantum realm equivalent, essentially. So we have the quantum realm, that is the negative zone. And he has this thing called the cosmic control rod, which just looks like a big pill. You know, it's like this big. It looks like a big, you remember The Simpsons? Like that little uranium rod.
Yeah.
It's much like that. So it's a lot like that, and it basically gives him longevity. He gets to like come back alive. He gets, I think he gets like telekinesis and telepathy. Like he can control pretty much everyone in the negative zone.
Yep.
Right, which is just basically your would you call it the annihilation wave, something like that. So that's basically that guy in a nutshell. And then the Fantastic Four, like he's trying to get into. Does he try to get into the Earth 616?
I'm not too familiar with like the full storyline, but I believe that's what, you know, he's just trying to invade everyone. Yeah, he's trying to invade everything. But he does get into the 616. He does get into the positive zone, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Let's see. Mojo Quid said they should be the Maker as a villain.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So, okay, and introduce the main universe, Fantastic Four. Huh. I mean, they could do something along the lines of where there's like another Earth, right? And that other Earth is like where, I guess, a Fantastic Four, because Loki really spiced it up, for lack of better words.
Yeah. I think your problem with that is it's so parallel to the Kang situation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that it'd be really hard for them because they'd have to introduce Reed Richards, and then introduce Ultimate Reed Richards, right?
Exactly. That would be like another 20 years of like movies.
Beef says FF and the Skrulls have a lot of history, so they could tie them into Secret Invasion, which, you know, obviously makes sense. We know Secret Invasion is coming.
Oh yeah,
that was announced, and is that this one or is that Phase 5? Is that Phase 4 or Phase 5?
I think it's going to be Phase 4, but it might be a TV show. This animation is just really leveling up, so appreciate you for coming.
Yeah, no problem, Mr. Lewis. What's going on, Chance? Let's catch up on this chat here real quick. What do we got here? What's this one? Sounds like how are they going to top the last FF?
That thing was perfection. You know, I can say that there were some sprinkles of like good parts in it, but it just got convoluted and all kinds of things. And then we saw Dr. Doom with just basically like a piece of foil paper on his face forever. And I don't know.
Do you remember the first Suicide Squad that came out? Mm-hmm. You remember how it was basically a movie of introductions? Yes. And then it was the finale.
Yes.
That was the last Fantastic Four movie for me. Like it was all introduction and then it just ended. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, is there a second? Do I need to come back? Like, where's the second part to this?
It was really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It was really bad. Oh man. And here's the thing, it had really good actors in it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But it wasn't enough. They needed a good script, they needed everything, you know. Oh man. Uzi 2, what's going on, bro?
Let's
Oh
see.
man.
Chance says Fantastic Four 51, Annual 6, and 256 are his favorite zone covers. They are
Oh.
very cool. Uzi Tube, what's up, man? These must be your followers. I don't know Uzi Tube.
Yeah, they're jumping in. The crew's jumping in.
What's up, guys? Let's see what Mojo Quid said. I'm curious as to how they're going to do Invasion because the Skrulls are good guys. I don't think they're good guys.
I don't think so either.
That
I
makes no
agree.
sense. No, I try not to put anyone in a monolith, right? There's got to be good guys. There's got to be bad guys.
Right.
Maybe the guys we were introduced to, especially those refugee style people,
Right.
those are probably good guys
Right.
and caught up in some bad stuff. So
Right.
that's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, and I agreed. And I think based on what happened in Captain Marvel, that we have a whole crew of Skrulls that are just really mad. You know what I mean? A whole population, and they're just like, this will never happen to our people again. And they're gonna invade, right? They're gonna we're gonna take over and we're gonna take the hierarchy.
The best defense is a good offense.
Right. It wasn't intentional to be bad, but it's gonna be bad for us, essentially, you know?
Yeah. Maxie
Bring on the
wants,
Super
Michael B.
Skrull.
Jordan
Oh, man. Michael B. Jordan. No, you could be someone else, but not Human Torch. No thanks.
Oh, no. Did we lose it? Oh, there you go.
I would love to see Super Skrull.
Yeah, because Michael B. Jordan, isn't he Killmonger already?
Yeah, and he's about to
Killmonger?
be like Calvin Ellis, I think, right? In Superman, and that little project he's doing.
Oh, is he doing that? I didn't know that. That's who you got behind you, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think, is it, because I know this is President Superman. I think he's gonna, I don't know if he's doing Valzad or if he's doing Calvin Ellis. I think he's doing Valzad. I think I said that wrong. But either or, not Human Torch. No thank you to Human Torch.
Sounds like Beef got my back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's my thoughts on Fantastic Four. Did you watched obviously all of Falcon Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What were your thoughts about the end? Hold on, first off, did you read the comics for the when he became Captain America?
I did.
What were your thoughts on the storyline?
I thought, I thought the movie, not the movie, I'm saying it's a movie. I thought the show was pretty well done overall. What I enjoyed most was would have to be, well, he's U.S. agent now, right? But I would say the ending when he took on the mantle of Captain America was pretty well done. I think I don't know, from my point of view, in my opinion, I thought things started to get kind of like rushed in the last couple of episodes where everything was just like mashed together overall. But I still think it ended really well. And Sam as the Captain America looked pretty good. There were some scenes that kind of looked like Power Ranger-ish in terms of the costume, but there were other scenes where he looked phenomenal as Captain America. But I would say out of the Disney Plus shows, that was my least favorite, to be honest.
Oh man, yeah, I think it was most people's least favorite. I think some people didn't like WandaVision because it was a little on the campy side at the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I remember growing up and watching my mom watch I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show. So for me, it was just like, I never enjoyed those shows, but I enjoyed having that nostalgia flashing at me, where it's like, this is a mystery and we have to uncover it. So I really enjoyed that. I think a trailer for Hawkeye came out, I think today.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it yet.
You didn't watch it?
No, work took over my life,
bro.
I gotta watch it though. It looks good.
It's not. They don't release too much information, to be honest.
Okay.
It definitely looks like they follow the comic book storyline.
Okay.
Pretty well with the Kate Bishop and him situation. I personally, obviously it's not a spoiler because it hasn't come out yet, but I think he's gonna die at the end. He's gonna.
Yeah.
He's like obviously everybody's least favorite Avenger. Sorry if you're watching this, you know,
You're
but
a Hawkeye fan. You're like, no.
so yeah, I think he's gonna die, right? Which obviously Kate Bishop is a new Avenger, right?
Right.
And I think Cap 4 is gonna set up that's gonna set up the new Avengers. He's gonna be like, oh crap, like all of our Avengers are dead, essentially, or gone. We need like a new team. And then so the new team that we have out there currently, I didn't put some people in here, but I have Captain America with him. We have Jane Foster and Thor, who should both one of them will be Thor, you know, moving forward. You have Shuri as Black Panther. You have the Hulk still running around. Wait, what trailer was he in most recently? The Hulk.
I know he was in. Well, I don't want to say that if it's a spoiler.
Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah,
the end of Shang-Chi. That's what it was. What did you have thoughts about him being Bruce Banner?
What just in terms of like, did I enjoy his character or if he's coming back? Tony,
no, because
so that hurts.
So the last time we saw Bruce Banner and the Hulk, they were Professor Hulk.
Yes,
right? They had merged.
Oh, right. So, I got it. So yeah, I wondered that too. So I saw the movie and I was like, what are you doing? Why are you not in Hulk form, basically, right? So I thought they, from what he explained, apparently in Endgame was that, they found a commonality, right? Where they're both co-inhabited. And then seeing him again, I was just like, what's going on? In his human form as just Bruce Banner. So I'm wondering what's going on. But I do think that the torch is going to be passed on, right? In some type of way. I think that's what this phase is really about, passing on the torch to me.
Agreed.
And we already know we're going to see She-Hulk. But I do think that we're going to see another Hulk. I don't know which Hulk that's going to be, right?
Well, you got like basically two other options, right?
I know, right.
Scar, which I don't know how to say his name, but it says Scar.
Right.
And then you have Amadeus Cho.
And that's what I was thinking. We did see him in Age of Ultron, right? He was there. So I don't know. Maybe not, but I think we're done with like the Hulk. I wish he had a proper ending though.
So from what I understand, I think Mark Ruffalo, don't quote me on this, put out that he's not done and that he has a movie, like a straight Hulk movie.
So that means they got back the full rights then, because he could, I think whoever had the rights.
Universal has the distribution rights.
Right. So he could only appear in team up movies or something like that. I wonder if they're going to get back everything. I see.
Oh yeah, Hulkling. That's right. I forgot about Hulkling. Because Hulkling is he a new Avenger or a young Avenger? Something? I think
he was
a
young Avenger. Yeah. I forgot about Hulkling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Imagine Mike Tyson as the Hulk. I wouldn't want to see that.
I mean, there can't be that many tall female She-Hulky actors unless you bring back like Bridget Nielsen.
Oh yeah, no, they did. I think the actor they picked was pretty good. They're probably going to infuse a lot of CGI though into the character.
Agreed. Yeah. And then Immortal Hulk, that's still Bruce Banner though. So
yeah,
that's still him. Yeah. Are you saying Immortal Hulk could be the last movie? That'd be crazy.
That would be really crazy. I feel like Immortal Hulk would just open up the doors to like a whole Hulk universe though, because it's like so deep when they talk about like the Green Door and everything like of that.
Yeah. So actually I owned like, I think 1 through 30 and then the first appearance. And then when we first got started, I built, someone was like a huge Hulk fan. So I built him a mystery box when we first started, and I put all that stuff in before I even read it. So it's just, so I still haven't gotten it. I've been trying to piece it back together,
right.
So I could get to reading it, but I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, so. it's a really great story. I was on the fence when they first were talking about Immortal Hulk. I was like, I'm not really a fan of like Hulk stories, but I was totally wrong. It was a really great run, pretty good.
Yeah. So okay. So then you got going back to where we were with the new Avengers. You got the Hulk still.
Right.
Oh, and then you have Abomination, which was that was an awkward, weird. I was not prepared to see them in the locker room.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen Shang-Chi, go ahead and bounce now and come back in like 5 minutes. Okay. I don't know if Sony bought Insomniac. That'd be interesting to find out.
That would
but basically, so everybody saw Wong and Abomination fight in the trailer, right? So they know that happened. What they don't know is that Hulk and Abomination are in the back, like after the fight, talking and like just chilling in a locker room setting. And then Wong opens up a portal and they both leave. And Wong says like basically like, have you been doing all the stuff I've been telling you to do, like to practice on how to fight, essentially? So Abomination is basically a good guy now because Wong is inherently a good guy.
Yeah. Abomination was a throwaway cameo, was underused, looked great, but he was used as a cheap joke. I don't know. I hear you, nostalgic pod blast, but I do feel like it's a setup, right? Because it was so interesting to see that Wong was training him, right, in some type of way, and maybe they were just using that arena as like a training, aspect, a training runner, for lack of better words. But it seemed pretty cool because watching him tuck under and go through the portal, I was like, what are they doing? Are they preparing something? And could he be the replacement, right, for Hulk eventually? Because at first I was like, oh, he might be a Dark Avenger, or he could be something of the nature. But I don't know. It's having my mind kind of like all over the place. That threw me off too. It really did. Like, Wong, what are you doing? Are you preparing your own Avengers team?
That was my thought. I was like, if he was like the Doctor Strange of a different, because there's so many characters that haven't been used yet, right? Like I'm already having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I'm about to mention, and there's still like 5 that I left off.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not even going to talk about Scarlet Witch and Vision because that's like a whole separate situation, Right. And then you got Blade coming in and Ghost Rider coming in, Moon Knight, all these other characters. Like you have so many different teams you can make.
Right. And that's true, right? Because they can make a lot of different teams. They don't have to be Avengers per se, right?
Well, I think they got to do something. I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one because you want to bank on the Avengers name, but you don't want to like flood the market with and confuse people at the same time. So I don't know what they're going to. I mean, they're pretty smart, so they'll figure that out. I need to correct something here. Nostalgic podcast. Tony, Hulk issues 271 through 300. Bruce Banner was in control of the intellect of Hulk. That story arc started with the first Rocket Raccoon comic book appearance. So I'm a slight tweak on that last line there. That is his first appearance in Marvel continuity. He was in a previous book before that. I forget what it is, to be honest, but I know a lot of people think 271 is his first appearance. It's actually his first like in continuity appearance. Just in case someone else read that. I don't want y'all going out there and getting that just for that.
A fight promoter.
Yeah, right. So then you got Kate Bishop, which looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for Kate Bishop, and I'm because you get to see her outfit at the end there, and it looks pretty comic book. What's the term?
Accurate.
Thank you. So she looks like she's gonna be pretty good, and I think she'll be more of a fan favorite than regular Hawkeye was.
I think so too. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. You have Doc Strange still roaming around, Spidey, who's still really young, and then you have Shang-Chi. I had to get used to saying Shang-Chi because obviously he like literally corrected everybody in the movie.
Yeah.
He was like, this is not how you say it. You say it Shang-Chi.
I love that because all my life I've been saying Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he was like, Shang. I corrected someone the other day. I was like, no. One of my students, I was like, no, it's Shang-Chi.
Wait, your students? You're a teacher?
Yeah, I'm a dean at a school.
You're
Yeah.
a dean of a school? I did not know this, like, at
Yeah.
all.
They would flip if they knew what I do in my side life YouTube. Yeah.
They haven't looked you up? Like, nobody's telling you?
No, they would never know because I never give off that energy for them to even like when they're talk about comic books, they're just like, you know about that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean. But then I leave it there.
Oh, no, that's so funny.
I'm just gonna call him Sean. Sounds like Beef said 3 words. Great Lake Avengers. Oh man, I need to do a whole series on the Great Lake Avengers. They're just funny in general, and I kind of like that. I love seeing different types of teams, and I'm a fan of that.
Oh, nostalgia. You got me, buddy. You got me. You did say first comic book appearance. Let's see. Oh, dude, yeah, I bought the Great Lakes, the first one that came out like a few years ago to see if I'd like it because they had that like paper guy or
Yeah.
whatever, right? And then there was like that void guy, the super thick,
Yeah.
As Professor would say, lady.
Mhm.
I don't remember who else. I didn't like. It was a little too campy and like not for me when it came to a comic book. But
Yeah, the
it wasn't bad.
storyline wasn't like, oh man, I love this, but it was just I don't know. Those little awkward team ups, I could see them. They probably wouldn't have that team on like a Disney Plus show.
It'd be a cartoon at best.
Yeah, and some of the characters are not politically correct, I guess. So it would
Oh,
be a
really?
thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't gotten into it.
like my super thick girl, I love her, but they probably would. I could see a whole thing coming down on Disney for that.
Yeah. I mean, they got Hulu though, so they could always put anything on Hulu.
True.
Have you heard if they're gonna put Deadpool on Hulu or I mean on Disney Plus at all?
No, I could have sworn that they were making a animated show, but it wasn't going to be on Disney Plus. I could be totally wrong about that. I still wonder how they're going to introduce Deadpool into the MCU in some type of way. I mean, they could throw in the whole multiverse thing, but that could be the answer to everything, pretty much. Yeah, they came from the multiverse and a different type of Earth. Yeah. Let's hope the students here teaching aren't too crazy. No, Uzi too. They're not crazy. They'll just never know what I do on YouTube.
Do you think we'll get Spidey another Avengers movie with Tom's contract up?
I thought about that too.
I think they have to throw the bank at him.
Exactly.
Because it would mess so many things up if they switch out a new Spider-Man at this point in time, and he's so young that this is all he's done, right? Like he hasn't really done a whole lot other than be Spider-Man. So I would take the money, and run.
Yeah, me too. Ken said Miles. I think if they do a new Spider-Man, it will be Miles, but not for a long time.
Right.
Not for
There's too much money to make still on Peter.
Exactly.
And then they can, once they ring that thing out, then they can roll Miles in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see Miles coming in for like another, I don't know, like 15 years or like,
15? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they would have to really do it in a way that makes like great sense. What grade? No, I don't teach. Well, I used to teach, but I teach middle school and elementary. I'm a dean for elementary school and middle school. So
wait, time out. Can you define a dean for me for elementary school? Because I've only known principals.
So we basically, because we don't have a principal in our school, so we have a director, right? And then where the deans are next. So we basically deal with school culture, discipline, of course, right? And a whole lot of things, and a lot of parent meetings and all that stuff. So it's quite it's a lot. That's why I collect comic books, I read comic books, and I make YouTube videos, because the stress is just like ridiculous. So if I don't do the things I love when I come home, then work takes over essentially. So
yeah, I hear that, man. That's how I feel. Today, I'm an air traffic controller, and this one kid, he just kept trying to kill people, like left and right. Like, hey, like it's like, hey, there's a plane here, and he's like, I just want to turn this guy right
Oh,
right into him.
wow.
And I'm like, bro, you know you can't do that. Like they'll die. And I was like, whatever.
Just
Let's
stop.
move on. I was like, just unplug and go downstairs, please. You know.
Oh man. But yeah.
All right. So that's the new Avengers setup I have. I obviously you're gonna have to take some people out of that list I did. Shang-Chi, obviously, I think could get pulled out. Doc Strange, I think could get pulled out, and Spidey, right? So then that kind of leaves you with that was like main 5, I think.
Right.
But I don't know. That's so hard to like pick your 5 or 6 new Avengers team.
Right.
Do you have a top 5, like let's say?
Oh man,
Let's go with all-time QB being, Captain America.
Right. I don't know. It's kind of the MCU is kind of changing my perspective on things because even seeing Shang-Chi, it threw me off a little bit in a good way, of course, right? Because I would have my core people, and then I'm like, they're introducing all these phenomenal characters, right? So, yeah, that's a good point. I'm thinking about characters like even Moon Knight, right? We haven't even seen Moon Knight yet, but it's about to come out, and it might do really well. Where I definitely want, if we had a new Avengers team, I definitely want Shang-Chi on it. I definitely want Scarlet Witch, right? A more sane version. After she goes through her hero's journey, right? Which she's about to go through it in some type of way to find her kids, but then realize that's not the way. I want her back. Duffy Cap, right? In some type of way. I love Jane Foster Thor in the comic books, but I want to keep our Thor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm open to be pleasantly surprised as well, right? Because Jane Foster Thor, I thought that storyline was really good, right? I thought it was really good. Hercules, wow.
I collect so much Hercules. Like that's all I have in like my spec box is Herc.
Really?
Yeah.
I do feel like he's coming though.
Well, Zeus, I think was confirmed.
Oh, for the new
I think
Love and Thunder,
right? Yeah. So, and if you got Zeus, you got Herc, and if you got Herc, you got Ares, and Ares is on the Dark Avengers.
Then you got the whole crew. Yeah, I will. If Hercules is in them, I would love to see arm wrestle between Thor and
that Thor. This is the best lineup right here.
Aquafina. that's the team up. I love Aquafina. Oh man,
this could be one of those funny ones that you do, the funny team ups.
I know. Put it together, make a vid. That's my Avengers dream team. Oh man, I love Aquafina's character in Shang-Chi. It was
she was definitely the audience character.
Yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm. I've never watched her in any other movie, so my first
I don't know what
time watching her is like you did good, right? And you know what I really enjoyed about the movie, just sidetracking a little bit, that they didn't enforce a relationship with them.
Agreed.
Yeah, they didn't say like, oh, at the end you guys have to be in love or something. Like, no. They stayed friends and it was cool.
Yeah, even that little hug they did at the where she was just so exasperated and she just leaned on him.
Right.
Like there was love there, but it seems still platonic, you know?
Yeah.
Or like maybe, but it wasn't like for sure.
Maybe in 3 more movies, but not right now.
Yeah. All right, real quick, because I got 10 more minutes at most, because Sam has to use the internet because I think she's going live with Comic Tom.
All right.
And I know we can't stream 2 at the same time. What's up? What's up, Sparks? That's Sparks. And or Caroline. They are also someone you want to follow on YouTube. They have a lovely channel. So the last thing and the most important one for me is Blade.
Oh,
I cannot wait for Blade.
I can't wait either. I'm way over Wesley Snipes not being Blade anymore. I do think I think it's Mahershala Ali. He's going to play the character. He's a phenomenal actor, but I think just going back to WandaVision, I think WandaVision introducing the dark hole alone just gave us the preview into pretty much all of like the monsters and all of that whole paradigm. Because we know that the dark hole is like created like werewolves, right? Basically, or at least gave the curse. So I don't know. The Blade is going to be so hyped. I think it's going to do really well, and I think we're gonna embark in a new journey of vampire movies too. You know, like there was the whole Twilight time period, right? That like messed up vampires for me forever. And then I think they're due their time. You know, it's time for vampires to come back, vampire
Yeah,
type movies.
agreed.
And I think Blade is going to introduce like the whole monster genre again in some type of way, if not um, through like more Darkhold based like information, right? With like Chthon and stuff. But yeah, and I remember I got this book from you all.
Oh, dude, I've been looking for that everywhere. Like I can't
Yeah,
find it anywhere. I need to get it
Legion
back.
of Monsters. I got it from you all. I bought it from your auction. I love this book so much. Oh man, like Man Thing and waiting for his movie,
Yeah,
Morbius's
I
movie.
haven't heard anything about Morbius in a while.
Yeah, I remember. What was that, like 2 years ago? I remember doing
Been
a
a while.
reaction to it, and it looked really good. So I wonder what's going on with it. So, and Werewolf by Night is like, yeah.
So outside of the normal monster people, so to go over them, that's going to be Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night, and Morbius. Who else you got? Who's the next tier, if you can think of any?
Oh wow. Howard the Duck. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, the comedy,
I know.
the comedy.
Oh man, I can't think of anyone else. What the hell?
So I was like, okay, one I always wanted or thought maybe they could do it if they didn't do Werewolf by Night was Man-Wolf from SpiderMan.
Okay.
Because that's if I remember correctly, that's J. Jonah Jameson Jr., right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
the third, whatever. I don't know who he is, what his last name is, but so it's JJJ's son, right? Turns into Man-Wolf. I don't know his storyline because I read Spider-Man after like Brand New Day and everything after that, so that was a little bit before what I had ever read. But I thought maybe he could be something, and then they could tie that in with him since that's Sony versus Marvel. Marvel could do their whole thing, and Sony could like play as well.
Right, you know? Right. It could dabble in there a little bit.
And then the last one would be Elsa Bloodstone, because I don't have a girl on this list, and you know you're going to need a girl, and Elsa Bloodstone like meets that very badass and sexy, like kind of really good combo there that they could pull off because she's a vampire hunter, if I remember correctly. So I think that could go well with a Blade and Morbius situation.
Yeah. Because now I'm thinking about like Midnight Nights, but yeah, that whole team up, right? Because I could see Moon Knight. Oh man, that would be so stellar. Moon Knight, Morbius, together with like Blade. I think that would be like a dope team.
Yeah,
like a really Man Thing. I don't know how they would bring in Man.
I don't. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. How are you going to do Man Thing
without seeming a little bit? Because Man Thing came out before Swamp Thing from DC continuity.
Did he? I have no idea.
I don't know either. Let me not say anything, and then the chat is like, "You fool!"
Off the top rope.
I know. But yeah, Man Thing. They would have to do like he's always been here type of thing, but like he's just never came out of nowhere. I'm down with Elsa Bloodstone. Yeah, she would be great. I think, well, you know, if they did have a team, they don't even have to have many characters, right? Probably just core four. A core four would be good.
All right, last question before we hop off here.
He was. Man Thing's face was on the building on Thor Ragnarok. I know Beta Ray Bill's.
Man Thing is on. Yeah, Man Thing is definitely on there. Beta Ray Bill and Man Thing's on there. Yeah.
I was probably just so focused on
nobody's talking about Darkhawk. Not on this channel.
He's coming.
Anyway, so the last question is, how do they set Blade up? Like, how do they intro Blade?
I was thinking about this for a long time before we even started this stream. I think vampires were always here, right? Here, when I say here in the MCU, the current timeline,
or whatever MCU is.
I think they've always been here, and I think Blade, if they do, well, if they do, they have to introduce Blade. That Blade has always been doing his thing, right? Killing vampires, and he just never really not intervened, but he never felt the need to team up with the Avengers because it had nothing to do with vampires. And he's on his own path of sorts because his mom was killed, and he wants to seek vengeance for the type of abomination that he really is. The question is where is this taking place, right? In terms of the planet Earth, right? And yeah, I think it's more like a subterranean type of thing. Like vampires have, they're always there. They have their subterranean type of like lifestyle, but no one really bothers them. And if they are doing some kind of communication, it's like I would say kind of like going to Madripoor and like things of that nature, right? And just doing just business with like bad people, and that's about it, right? Trades and things of that nature. So yeah, I think Blade has always been here. And the more and more I'm seeing a lot of the MCU movies, I'm thinking about like Shang-Chi, right? Even them entering that village at the end, it's on the planet Earth, but it's in a pocket dimension.
Pocket dimension, yeah.
So they probably wouldn't go that route, but they could just say, "Hey, we've been in Europe the whole time. Just no one came over here."
Yeah.
But we could probably see one of the other parts I just mentioned in the Darkhold again. I know the Darkhold has the ability, it has a spell, right, where it could just destroy pretty much all vampires. But the inverse might be true too, right? They probably have a spell that maximizes the amount of vampires, and then Blade is like, "Hey, I need everyone's help." Yeah, the TVA did mention in Loki, they mentioned vampires, right? Yeah, I think they've always been there the whole time. So I do see them introducing vampires in a way where it's seamless, almost seamless, right? They might even reference things and be like, "Hey, that time in that movie, that was actually a vampire."
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think? How do you think they're going to introduce?
I literally have absolutely no clue. I cannot figure it out. I think it'd be really funny if they did like a what was that one with like Suki?
Which one?
That HBO movie or HBO show with Sookie Stackhouse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they all just like they came out of the coffin or whatever. That'd be pretty cool, something like that.
Oh, that could be not exactly like that, of course, but they could do something like they've been asleep, right, for hundreds of years, but then it goes into like Eternals type of thing.
True
right?
Blood.
It kind of sounds. True Blood was a pretty okay show.
Pretty okay show.
Okay show. Yeah. I think that was when like vampire shows were just like rampant.
Yeah. All right, Zen. I got a jet. Thank you for coming on here.
Thank you.
Once again, you guys can find Zen on YouTube, and you can find him on Instagram at zen.multiverse. Again, this is what his looks like. Don't be confused by any crazies out there.
Yeah, I'm the real Zen Multiverse.
Anyways, hey, thanks, man. We're gonna let's definitely do this again.
100%. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, and just appreciate you all. Get your comic books from Skeleton Key Comics. I'm telling you right now. Man. No, I mean that. Yeah, I really mean that. Not just saying it for the show, but I mean that.
I appreciate you, man. All right. See you, everybody. Thank everybody for being in the chat and chatting with us as well. I really appreciate you. And the new subscribers that came over from Zen. All right. Love y'all. I'm ending this thing. See ya.